Hi, Rupert. I will keep it short as possible. So my question is, today you in the meditation, you emphasize a lot of going back home. And then I ask myself whether I really want to go back to the home that you mentioned. I find myself to have some tension in emotions of willing to go back. And then I see when I was a child, I have a very strong desire to find out who I am and really going back to the home you mentioned. But there are still part of me that really want to keep to live as a human being, want to achieve goals, want to success, want to have a good life. And I find I really want to put this down and really want to go back completely. But still, there is something that stopped me from doing it.
Tina, going home, that is going back to your true nature, to your essential self, or your essential being, it is not incompatible with leading a full human life. On the contrary, it's what will enable you to lead a really full human life. Because the sense of being a separate self, the sense of the ego is a dysfunction in our human life. We still lead human lives, but a human life that is dominated by the ego is a dysfunctional life. It's not a full human life. So going back to your being is not going to prevent you from leading a full human life. On the contrary, it's going to expand your life. Your life is going to become fuller and richer, and you're not going to lose anything apart from the agitation and sorrow that attends the feeling of separation. That's all you're going to lose.
But why in many of the saying tell us that we need to, put down our thoughts as a human being, and you need to give it up all your life?
Because these are teachings that are based solely on the inward-facing path. They're beautiful teachings, but in my opinion, they're just half the story. They entail a rejection of the mind, the body, and the world, and going back to being and staying there, just staying there, and not re-engaging with the mind, the body, and the world. I respect those teachings. They're beautiful teachings, but it's not what we do here. What we do here is partly the inward-facing path, going back to our being, but partly the outward-facing path, the realignment of the way we think, feel, act, perceive, and relate, with this new recognition that our being is, one, inherently peaceful and fulfilled on the inside, and two, shared with everyone and everything on the outside. That's it. That's the essence of 3,000 years of all the great religious and spiritual traditions in a sentence. Peace and quiet joy are the nature of your being. You share your being with everyone and everything. That's it. That's what all the great traditions say. And in order to recognize that, it first entails this inward-facing path. It's why all the kingdom of heaven is within you. You find it in all the traditions, this temporary turning away from the content of experience in order to go back and recognize the nature of our being. And then the outward-facing path, the tantric approach, you go back again. And then you fuse your life in the world with this new understanding. So don't worry, your life is not going to be diminished by this recognition. On the contrary, it will flourish as a result of it.
So next time, if I feel the tension of the
this was going
meditation,
to be one question. Okay, last question.
Okay, the last one. So if I feel the tension or the unwillingness to go back, I just kind of keep going back.
Exactly. Don't listen to the tension or the unwillingness to go back, because that is a residue of the ego or the separate self in you trying to prevent you from going back to your being. Why does the ego want to prevent you from going back to your being? Because it knows that if you do, it will die. So it will try to do anything to persuade you not to go there. It will give you all sorts of good reasons for not going back. Oh, Tina, if you go all the way back to your being, your life will be ruined. You'll never have any good friendships, or you'll be a failure in the world. It will try and do everything to persuade you not to go back there, to tell you it's dangerous. Don't listen to it. But you have to use your understanding to override what the egoic mind tells you. You can't just suppress the egoic mind. You have to meet it with your understanding. You have to understand its games, the way it works, and then override what it tells you to do with your understanding.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.